Welcome to the very first episode of the Donut Shop Podcast. I am your host, the manga connoisseur, Mr. N. With me today, I have joined with me today. I have
Mr. Jorge, coffee aficionado.
Pending Dr. Al, since I'm going to be a doctor in 4 years.
Again, for those who are watching, thank you very much. So, this is the Donut Shop, where we have conversations and you guys enjoy a donut. Well, except for me, because Mr. N did not bring one.
Or a honey bun.
Exactly.
I have failed our first episode, unfortunately. All right. Again, for those who are watching, thank you very much. Somebody got to mute. Somebody has to mute.
Al. Al.
Dr. Al, mute the Twitch.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm muting it. I
okay.
apologize.
Anyway. So I have tea.
It's all right. We'll copy and paste some editing later.
We'll see what we can do about that. Anyway, so the purpose of our podcast here is to, have conversation, things we're interested in. We're all sort of nerds, so we have plenty of topics to dive into. If anything is interesting, if any of our topics are interested, you're interested in any of our topics, feel free to stick around and enjoy. But to kick things off, we have a small icebreaker for the group. I'll answer it as well. But we'll start off with what is one article of clothing that someone could wear that will make you walk out on a date?
Interesting. Article of clothing.
Yeah. So you're on a date. What's one article of clothing they'll wear that will make you walk out?
Honestly, to me, I don't have any.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I guess it depends on the date. If it's more formal, sneakers.
Yeah, they definitely will have to depend on the date. So, ladies, Dr. Al is not picky. So
I am not. No, I am completely 100% not picky at all. As long as you look good, that's all that matters. So if you could rock some shoes or some sneakers, as my co-host mentioned, we good.
There we go.
We will have fun on our date.
For me, let's see. It'll be either like something smelly. I think that'll be the biggest downfall for me. Like if I could smell like the sweat or the stink off you, then we have a problem.
So you mean like an article of clothing from like 2 weeks ago that
has
not been washed?
Something has not been washed.
2 days in a row.
Or something has like our clothes have like you can see like definite sweat stains or like old food stains. It's like, all right, you're not taking care of yourself, so I'm a peace out.
No, I can see that. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's a very valid point.
Yeah.
Someone who doesn't take care of themselves might not work out.
Yeah. But most girls smell amazing because these perfumes out there, my God, they just walk by and I'm ready to go.
God damn you.
Anyway,
so moving right along. So we again, as I mentioned earlier, we're all a bunch of nerds with different topics. So one of the things we are all three of us are really interested in is manga. For those who are unfamiliar with the term, manga is Japanese. Think of it as Japanese comic books. If anyone's have seen anime before, manga is typically the originator of it. So things like Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, to name a few popular ones that made it mainstream. Another common one is My Hero Academia.
Speaking of manga, since this is one of our topics that makes us nerds, I never knew in like 09 or 08, whenever these things popped off in 4Kids or where was it on like Fox 29 every morning.
Oh my God,
Yugioh was part of an anime back in the day, and it was a manga, man. I to this day I was like, wow.
Yeah, actually, there's a good question. When did you guys discover manga, the existence of manga? That's a good question.
I'll let Mr. Hori answer first.
So I think the first time I started reading manga was when I caught up with One Piece and Bleach. Those were the first two that after I caught up on the anime, I started to look for more content, and they were my gateway drug.
So did you already know they were mangas, or just?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
aware. Speaking to friends, they're like, "Oh, once you get to this point, there's reading material." I'm like, "Oh, there's reading material." Yeah.
So yeah, no one told me that. Let's see. I was marathoning Naruto anime, and I got to the fillers like 200 some episodes in. I think I came across like a one YouTube video that had a picture of time skip Naruto, and I was like, "Where this?" It was like black and white. I had no idea what the hell it was. So I like
the sorcery.
I was like, wait, what? Naruto's like he's grown up. So I had to perusing the comment section. I've managed. I found a link that led me to not a site. It was like a MSN like fan group. MSN, like MSN NBC.
Yeah.
It was like a fan group, and they posted like every single chapter up there. It was the most jankiest way to read manga, but I found it up there, and they kept it up to date.
Now, for me, it was probably in like 2004 or 5. I didn't really watch One Piece or Bleach like my co-host. I was mostly watching like Yu-Gi-Oh! And anything that was on like 4Kids at that time. So I know it's bringing out my age. I know I'm a little old there. I just recently had my birthday last week. But anyways, so back into 04 rather 04. I was constantly watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And I would record Yu-Gi-Oh! So that I could like play them back later. Long story short, in high school, one of my friends, I don't remember who it was, introduced me to a chapter, or maybe I just came upon it. I don't really exactly know the exact person that helped me with it, but
Ira?
Definitely One Piece was the starting point to my journey into manga and anime. And I rather prefer the manga. I don't really watch anime as much as some people would might do. I'm usually like selective about the animation aspect of manga.
I agree with that. I used to be pretty picky with the anime I watch, but as I don't know, just I started to appreciate it a little bit more, especially with more recent stuff. I feel like the animation quality these days is a lot higher.
Oh yeah, significantly.
For things like My Hero, I'll despite reading the manga, I'll still like watch the anime for that. Things like that.
No, I definitely agree that the quality in animation has increased dramatically. Because last week on Netflix, they actually have like the first 100 or so episode of One Piece, and I was watching it just to kill some time, and I was comparing it to something like that's current, like the last chapter in the Wano arc. I mean, the last episode in the Wano arc, and you could really tell the difference in how like things have like progressed in time, and the smoothness and everything in animation.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen the Wano arc in the anime yet. I seen the opening. The opening looks good.
It has a certain flair to it.
Yeah, no, I have not watched that. I just watched a brief segment just so I could like compare how One Piece was when it first originally started to what's the term used when your manga gets
animated?
Serialization. What is it called?
It was for serialized.
Yeah, serialized.
Serialized. Yeah. So I was comparing and contrasting, and it's a completely different world that we currently live in now.
Very true.
I think that apart from animation, one of the things that the community has asked for more is not just the quality of the art, but the writing. I think the writing, criticism for the writing has definitely gone up, and the need for just a better told story is more prevalent now than before. Like Dragon Ball Z story, I don't think could survive if it came out today.
That's a good point right there. Dragon manga was definitely a lot more simpler back then. Even like the early stages of like Naruto and One Piece was a little more simpler.
Yeah.
So let me ask this question. So when did I guess manga and anime really take off in the Western culture then?
That's a big one. I think the biggest one was definitely Dragon Ball,
Yeah.
Sailor Moon, and Pokemon. I think those are like
But
the
did people-
biggest things here.
But because like okay, so like I know those shows were on the cartoon channels back in like 2004 and stuff like that. But they did really advertise it as like a something that came from Japan.
No,
Because like
yep.
Like for me, I thought they were just cartoons that were just created here in the United States. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, this is really pretty cool. Some cool, fascinating stuff.
No, I agree. Yeah, I had the same mentality. I didn't know none of that. All that came from like Japanese origins.
I don't think people really thought about it, but then you would definitely see the difference. We're talking like back in the day, Dragon Ball Z versus back in the day, Dexter's Lab or Ed, Ed and Eddie. There was definitely a sharp contrast in material and art style.
Yeah,
You
I
definitely
think the
get
art style. The art style definitely was the big thing that gave it away. But growing up, I didn't know any better.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
Same thing with old school Power Rangers. I didn't know that originally came from a Japanese series.
yeah.
I didn't for Power Rangers. Actually, it took a long time. I think it on one episode of oh god, this make me sound old. In Dino Thunder, this is like way back. They had a parody episode. They actually took like the Japanese like footage and like voice dubbed it and aired it as a parody episode. And yeah, I thought it was pretty hilarious. Again, kid me, I thought it was hilarious. And realizing, oh wait, this is actually a Japanese show. Whoops, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that definitely was something unique. I really enjoyed. You know, it's really been a huge part of my routine, my daily life. Like every Sunday, I can't wait for Oda to drop a new chapter, even though he pisses me off when he takes like 2 to 3 weeks sometimes to drop them. But luckily, I was not part of that you guys always tell me I was not part of that team when Oda went for like a whole year break, or you guys told me like 6 months or something.
It was like a month.
It was a month. It was a month. It felt like a year.
It felt like a year, but it was 4 weeks.
It was only 4 weeks. I thought you guys told me.
No, it's a 4 week break, but it still sucked.
Yeah, it drives me crazy when it takes these like, see you guys in like 3 weeks.
All right, so we name dropped a few different series. Let's go. How about top 3 manga all around?
My top 3 manga of all time would probably be definitely One Piece in there.
Yeah,
Death Note. I would probably give you my top 10. I can't really quite rank them. I'm not top 10.
You gave me 2. Just give me one more.
Yeah. So what I say? One Piece, Death Note, and Bakuman.
Bakuman, okay.
Bakuman. Those would be my top 3 that I could constantly keep watching or rereading, or and constantly keep enjoying it. I guess, for lack of a better description.
Yeah, I think for me, One Piece is definitely up there. One of the ones that I appreciate a lot is Shield 21. It's a football manga. It's very different. Actually, it's very similar to One Piece. Fighting versus football, though. Prefer manga. I couldn't think of a third. That's a little harder to come across. Anime is a different conversation. But
at top 3 anime, I can't even tell you guys. The only animes that I've watched was Bleach and One Piece, and I didn't even finish the whole thing, so I can't even tell you that. I can't even give you a top 3. Although recently, a very interesting anime that's on Netflix for our viewers out there is Food War. I was very, very, very surprised at that anime. I was not expecting it for these characters to have such orgasmic experiences from eating food. I mean, I love it.
So, Dr. Al, sorry, are you a fan of meat juices?
I guess you could say yes. You know, I enjoy food as much as the next person, but I don't think I've ever had an orgasmic experience from it.
I can say once. I think one time actually, I took a bite. I ate like it was some restaurant. I took a bite of chicken, and it was like it was the best piece of chicken I've had in like forever.
Really?
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. So it was somewhere like somewhere downtown South Philly.
That's interesting. Yeah, no, I can't think of one, to be honest, that would have given me
So you had no prior knowledge about the series, right? You never
No, not
seen.
whatsoever. I literally was just breezing through Netflix, just going down the list. I saw this, big boob woman on the front screen, character, I guess, not woman, character, animation character. And I was like, let me just click on this just out of curiosity. I didn't even see the food title at all. I didn't even say there was a food war. And then it just started, and it was this guy, and he was taking off his not bandana, the wrap around his arm or whatever, looking like he's about to get ready to like take down some dude, like start punching him and fighting, like epic battle scene. And he was just like started chopping food. And I'm like, all right.
That sums it up pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
would you consider watching if are you considering continuing it, or was the first episode too much? Or
I'm in like 5 episodes deep right now. I'm gonna probably keep going.
Oh wow, look at that. All right.
Very nice.
I can't get you to read a couple chapters of My Hero. You can watch 5 episodes of Food Wars. All right. That's
I have certain taste, okay? It's got to be appealing to the eye and to the mind.
He's an intellectual.
I guess so.
I've told you before. For me, in order for me to get really involved in a series or anime or whatever, a movie, whatever it may be, the first couple, let's say 10 chapters in a manga, for example, 10 to 15 chapters, they have to be very well done, I guess you could say, for a lack of better description. And for an anime, it's got to be like the first 2-3 episodes. And I gotta tell you, Food War really took me like unexpected. Like it caught me off guard. The guy with I really thought he was about to go and have this epic fight scene and not go and chop food. You know what I mean?
So, Mr. N, has there been any anime that you had no expectation going forward and just hooked you, just like that?
That's a lot, actually.
Or the one that did it the most for you?
Like, one of the most recently? Not really, because I typically like nothing too drastic. Before I'm very picky with my anime series, so I always look at reviews or people's thoughts before I jump into it. I've been disappointed by a few series, that's definite. Things like I'm gonna get some hate for this one. Old series like Gurren Lagann, I can stand it, so, and I got to like episode 7, and I called it quits.
No idea what that is.
Actually, you know what really caught me? This slightly older one, Gridman. This one, let's see here. Let me, if I can.
The original Gridman?
No. The anime that came out, back in was it last year? I think it was last year. Yeah, last year's.
Yeah, that one was definitely was a good one to be cut off.
Like, the art style looked interesting enough. I just kind of wanted to give it a shot, and surprise, it turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
So. Let's see.
Is this like one of those things where they build like
It's kind of so Gridman is kind of it's kind of a love letter to like tokusatsu stuff. So things like Ultraman, Power Rangers, Kamen Rider, things like. So if you ever like watch those type of shows, like Beetleborgs is another one.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think that, again, the biggest homage here is definitely Ultraman. There's a picture of it right here. So Ultraman, as you see, like Ultraman and Gridman have like very similar color schemes and even similar like final attacks. So
okay.
Yeah, so definitely like yes. So if you watch like Ultraman, it's definitely pays a lot of homage to that.
I mean, to be honest, out of the 3 of us here, hands down, you are the pro manga reader / enthusiast. Enthusiast of our podcast. Don't you have like over 500 plus series / stories that you follow or read?
A little under 450 last I checked.
I mean, yeah, you might have 450 that you follow, but the ones that you don't like that you just mentioned a few. There's still stuff that you've explored.
Yeah, the stuff I explored. Yeah, definitely over 500 at that point. Definitely.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. Hori? How many have you? have you dipped your toes in?
Not that many. I'm very peculiar, but anything that I stick to, I typically see through the end. There's
No
only
matter
been
how bad it may be.
it depends. There's a couple instances. So one of the things I've only ever done one time was finish Death Note, the anime, straight through. Watched it about four or five times, and every time I got to halfway after the sudden change in the anime and to a certain character, not to spoil anything for anybody. And at that point, it lost a lot of its luster.
I agree. There is a breaking point where the momentum kind of drops.
It's off a cliff, and I just could not finish it time and time again until I forced myself to.
Fair. I definitely agree. Yeah, there is a certain location, like without spoiling for anybody who may not have read and are gonna start reading manga based on our recommendations or whatever. Yeah, you that moment does like change everything around, and it does kind of hinder the creativity of the writer and how like amazing that manga is, and how much like.
Did you both read the one shot they did recently?
No, Dave read it. I read that. The Death Note one shot. Yeah. So it was like it took place like it took place what? How many years? Like a decade or so.
Yeah, I think it was like 10 years or 10 to 15
I think it was like 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
You read it, right, Alvin?
I did read it. Yeah.
I think the points that they brought up in there in regards to how Death Note would function in today's society in regards to social media and all of the surveillance was very well touched on.
I think so as well. Like what Light, the main character from the previous series, a lot of things he had to do to get away with it. Yeah, a lot of it definitely would have trouble passing through now. Like the introduction of like street cameras, security cameras basically everywhere now.
Yeah,
no, definitely. Yeah,
everybody has a phone. It's very you definitely can't sneak around writing.
You can't. Yeah, you can't hide anything right now. You know, everybody's trying to catch the new sensation and the new messed up thing someone does so that they get posted on World Star Hip Hop or whatever that, 15-minute of fame.
I think World Star is an old reference at this rate. I think the website you're looking for is Facebook.
Well, whatever it is, the website that they could publish it to create this 15-minute of fame, I guess.
Everyone wants to be viral. So, like viral's a new thing.
Yeah, so exactly. So like it does really portray, he does do a good job of like that. You can't like Light would not have been able to do everything he did at that time.
No.
He was kind of an introvert though. He did kind of like stay home and didn't do a lot of like.
I don't think he was like he knew. I think he's an introvert. I think he was just bored of humanity because he knew he was popular. He knew he was good looking. He just he knew he had it all. He just didn't know. He just couldn't find anything interesting to do with it.
Like people didn't. So he might have been enlightened. He probably saw people as like, I'm better than them. Why waste my time with these underlings?
You extras. All right, moving on to a new topic. Again, we won't be on manga for next hour or so. So last week, this is a topic I did want to bring up. Next gen consoles. So we have pretty much everything we can know about the Xbox Series X and the PS5 minus pricing. What are our impressions here? Are you guys leaning towards one console or the other?
In my personal opinion, the PlayStation looks a lot better. The Xbox is just a little mini refrigerator.
Okay, we're talking about looks first. All right, aesthetic wise, okay. Xbox
aesthetic wise, Xbox sucks. PS4 looks futuristic, and I love that. They're like thinking 10 to 20 years. Xbox is just a little freaking rectangle, bro, and it's like a tower. What are you trying to make? Another desktop tower or something? I'd rather just build a PC.
Fair, okay.
So I'm on the other side. I think the Xbox looks better. I don't need another I need another Wi-Fi router in my house. It doesn't even look artistic for the sake of being a centerpiece. I think it just looks weird. And I think the Xbox itself looks more modern in today's aesthetic versus, as someone put it, I think it might have been Mr. Aiden who actually told me this. The PlayStation looks like what we'd expect the next PlayStation to look like 20 years ago. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so aesthetically, I prefer the Xbox. Again, not this is not about which console I would buy, but aesthetically, just look based on looks alone, I would rather have the Xbox on my next to my TV than a PlayStation.
You guys say this until you could physically have them in your hand, and once you see the beauty in front of you.
Have you seen the size differences actually between these?
No, I've not. But until
until
you see the beauty in your hand, and you're
beauty's an eye of the beholder, man.
You know what I mean? It's like, wow, this looks amazing. So, but overall, I've always been a PS4, PlayStation fan. Even if Xbox may have the better specs, or in your guys' opinion, may look better, personally, I would hands down buy the PS4. I mean, the PS5.
So there's a size comparison of all consoles here. So you can see, so the Xbox, the PS5 is massive in comparison to everything. I've seen the original PS3. My cousin had one.
That's a big boy.
It is a big boy. It is the size of a tank, and the fact is, the PS5 makes it look tiny.
Listen,
that's scary.
Also, it looks to me like the Xbox, just looking and not knowing anything, is going to have a better airflow. And one of the things I hate about my PS4 is that it sounds like a jet engine when I'm playing it more than 10 minutes.
I relate to that so much. I'm playing The Last of Us Part 2 right now. If I can't play that game without headphones, because I just hear a jet engine under my feet.
It's distracting.
It is distracting.
Listen,
but ultimately, looks aside, if I were to get one, I think right now I'm just gonna stick to PC gaming unless something drastic comes out for the console. It's PS5. Their first party content is just superior in every sense. Because if we're talking like games, then it doesn't matter. What separates both consoles is exclusives. And if the exclusives on Xbox don't stack up even partly to the PlayStation, is not a competition.
I think Dr. L had an opinion he wanted to share.
No, I was gonna say, you never heard that expression, the bigger the better. So.
Fair.
That's all I have to say.
I like the Series X better. But in terms of games, I do prefer what PlayStation is currently offering. At their press conference a couple weeks ago, they started off things like Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, basically a bunch of games I am really looking forward to. So
exactly,
Horizon Zero Dawn is going to be amazing, man. Horizon Zero, whatever the term is, Zero Dawn.
Horizon Forbidden West.
That's a new one, right?
Yeah. So Forbidden West is the new one.
Horizon Zero Dawn was an amazing game, man. I loved every part about it.
So I'm definitely looking forward to the sequel for that.
For the time being, no, I'm just gonna stick with my PC. I've enjoyed it since I've had it. Yeah, PC gaming has been it for me, man. I've only gone back to the PlayStation to play Final Fantasy, and that's it.
I have not played any type of games in a while. My main games that I do play though is Mud Runner. That is an amazing game.
Mud Runner.
It's a trucker game, bro.
I'm actually very curious.
It is not a trucker game. It is
a
not
trucker game.
It is not. It is a stimulated game.
That was on Steam. Wait, do you play it on PC or do you play it on?
Yeah, no, I play it on PC. It's a stimulation game.
Look at it now.
It shows you
stimulating it all, Alvin.
It shows you the beauty of these trucks.
It looks interesting. It looks interesting.
It's so well done. It's so well done that.
I mean, Mud Runner is sitting at a very positive review on Steam right now.
Is it because you don't have a Jeep right now, man? Is that what it is?
I can put my Jeep in there, okay? I love.
See,
The Jeep is my go-to car. I love taking it off-roading. What is it? What's the rating on it?
Very positive. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really
it's on
really
sale.
good.
It's on the Steam Summer Sale now for $6.24.
Yeah, I highly recommend people get that.
It doesn't. I'm not gonna crap talk it. I'm not gonna.
You know. Wait. So okay. So how do you play it? Do you play it on a mouse and keyboard, or do you play on a controller?
A little bit of both. It's so the suspension and the like the fundamentals of the car, like how to like the torque aspect, and I can't really describe it without really sounding like a trucker.
You got the hat, Alvin. You got the hat. Just commit.
I do got the hat. Yes, I do have the hat. Absolutely. This is my my signature trademark. That's gonna be my trademark brand.
Very curious. I wonder if you could play this from a driving wheel. I think it might be a very fun experience. So
you would need a nice setup for that.
Yeah, probably. But
wheel, pedals, a stick shift.
I mean, yeah, but pay what you got. I think it'd be a pretty fun experience. So that definitely sounds interesting.
Yeah, no. So that's the only game I play, and the other game that I like touch based on a lot too is Civilization, and occasionally The Witcher.
Yeah. Speaking of Witcher, I bought The Witcher 3 quite a while, and I still haven't touched it. I really need to.
No, that game is awesome. But I always get sidetracked when I get into The Witcher. They have this little mini. This might be maybe a nice transition to maybe our next topic, but inside the game they have a card game. A card game.
That's Gwent, right?
Gwent. That's what it is.
Yes, and I always get sidetracked, and I go and gamble my hard-earned money as The Witcher in in Gwynedd. That's what I do.
Oh my goodness.
That's all I do when I play The Witcher. I go on a quest, kill a ghost or whatever they need me to go kill. I go back to the bar, I have a drink, and I play some Gwynedd, whatever it's called.
Gwent. I think it's Gwent. I believe, unless I'm completely wrong. I could be completely wrong.
Oh man.
I think that's called Gwent. Yeah, it's Gwent.
That's my my approach to the game. I don't even play the quest. I don't even know.
Witcher 3 card game simulator.
Good God.
That's amazing.
That's why I played the quest too, but mostly I get sidetracked and get distracted and spend a lot of my time playing that card game inside of a game.
Yeah. So as Al alluded to, we could segue this into another topic we all hold near and dear to our hearts, Yu-Gi-Oh. Now I feel like we're probably gonna lose like half our audience at this point. But no, we all play Yu-Gi-Oh fairly casually. I played a little more competitive than the other two.
We had our time.
Yeah, we had our time. I went to I've gone to nationals. I didn't play. I didn't qualify, unfortunately. I tried my best. I played. But I was there. I enjoyed the amount of time I sunk into it.
Yeah, I enjoyed playing until my decks got hit.
Your decks are fine now.
Yeah. So yeah, this is.
Can I play 60 card? Can I play 60 card?
You can still play 60.
Do I have grass? Do I have
okay,
grass?
Grass. Wait,
I'm not talking about weed either.
Okay. No, you don't have. You do not have grass is greener, but you do. But you do have options. Like, look at the videos I send you, man. Right. So to commemorate our very first episode here, I think Dr. Al has a surprise.
I do, yes. So as our like podcast is going to be, it's going to be mainly a lot of like things that we find interest and maybe we enjoy. Yu-Gi-Oh is an interest of ours, but it's not really as intense as like gaming or anime and manga. But pretty much our podcast is going to do with a lot of things, things that we find interesting, maybe a topic that we want to talk about. It's just a fun, kind of like think about being in like a Starbucks or like a coffee shop with your buddies, having a cup of coffee and a donut that I don't have at the moment because I ate and it was delicious. And just talking about stuff, you know what I mean? That's kind of like the vibe that we were going for our podcast. That being said, I did purchase 5 packs of Yu-Gi-Oh just for fun to try it out. This is like the new set that's out for Yu-Gi-Oh that's called Toon Chaos. Hopefully, I get a some kind of rarity that they have in here called Collector Rare or something. And those are really expensive. And if I get that will go towards our podcast so we can make better content. So wish me luck.
All right.
What do you think?
Al pulls.
Let's give it a shot.
What do you think, guys? What do you want me to?
Your RNG lately is a mixed bag. Go for it. Let's go for the middle one.
The middle one?
Go for the middle one. Let's see what we got.
Let's see. I don't know how to open it on camera, so I'm just gonna open it.
Yeah.
Oh man, listen to that ASMR card opening.
Oh my god.
That's the next niche.
All right, guys. So we didn't get.
Is this a 9-card pack or is it a 5-card pack?
It's a 2, 4, 6, 7-card pack.
That's
so
odd.
Apparently, according to this here, there's 15 rare cards, so you get and 10 ultra. So you have the ability to get
you mean super
rare and ultra or an ultra.
Okay.
That being said, in this first pack, we didn't get anything.
Nothing good. Nate, list them off. Let's see what you got.
So I got Gear Breed.
That is
Light Pulsar Dragon, PSY Frame Driver, Fluffle Angels. You know, I have a Fluffle deck, so this is definitely going to go in that.
Okay, get your Fluffle card. Nice.
Yeah, the Chaos Emperor Dragon.
Oh, wait, hold on, wait. The Chaos, what is that? The collector's rare, though, right?
Is that an ultra?
It is not. No, it's not. No.
Did you pull an ultra and just casually pass it off, man?
No, I didn't, man. I did not pull. I pulled a super. Okay.
Is it super? Oh,
so anyway,
it's rare.
It was not the money. It was not the money card. So here's the second pack opening.
Your RNG is a little rusty, Al.
It has been a while that I've not pulled Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so you know my luck it might not be God tier yet.
Formally.
So again, I pulled Fluffle Angel as the rare card, so that's 2.
For our viewers out there, Al is the one with the best pulls out of all of us. This man will buy a single pack and pull the best card in the set consistently. I don't know who he prays to, but I need to pray to him too.
I pray to one of my friends, a good friend of mine's ex-girlfriend. I pray to her all the time. She gives me the God power. It might cost me my call every now and then, but she is the person
Jesus Christ.
That's an inside joke, by the way.
Get the next pack.
When we ever do a Q&A question, we'll tell you more about what I'm referring to.
I am so done.
So, anyways, this is my last pack. Keep a little entertaining. I did not get anything good.
All right, so Al RNG has not graced us with his presence.
By episode 3, I'm sure it'll be up and running.
Yeah. Wait, I guess that's it. Yeah, no. So yeah, I didn't get anything good, but it's just something fun. I figured I'll do. I was at Walmart and decided, let me do something interesting for our first ever live stream. But yeah, anyways, back to our main subject, of the discussion.
I think we've been at the game for a while. I think it is time to start playing again. I miss the getting together aspect.
Yeah, it was nice. As much as it was fun competitively, it was also very nice socially. Get to talk to people. Enjoy like the little mind plays.
Yeah,
and the misplays.
Oh, the misplays, mistimings, all the good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely no. But the game itself is it's slowly developing. I guess you could say. More and more people. It does have an older fan base for the most part. People like us that have played Yu-Gi-Oh from when it was first introduced. They are still continue playing it, but it's pretty, a nice little game. It is very fast paced for the most part sometimes, and it does make you want to quit the first turn because you can't do anything. You can't do anything.
Fair.
You can enjoy it, but when you make that board, I guess, on your opponent and they can't do anything, it's a feel good moment.
Yeah, games don't last more than 3 to 4 turns anymore.
Yeah. The amount of money you have to sink into this game though is kind of insane now.
It is, yeah. There's
Yeah.
the prices get ridiculous. One of the reason I picked these cards is because I was glancing through, and like this new rarity they introduced, collector rare. Some of the prices are in like the $300 range. So you pull one of those, it's like you made triple the money you invested because one of these packs costs $3.99. So think about it. If you pull that God card, that's worth $300. You what? 300 times, 300x on
100,
your.
100.
Is it 100? Yeah. No. Yes. 100x. I'm sorry.
Maths, Alvin, maths.
I am sorry. Yes, it's 100x.
But I do like that they have this collector's rare. I don't play Pokemon, the TCG, but my fiance does collect the cards. And one of the things I've noticed in their card game is they do have the same concept of like, instead of calling it collectors, they have full art of meta cards, but they also have common and more cost-effective versions of that card. So you can have, you can glow up and make your deck look nice, or you can just get the cards to play competitively. I think that's something Yu-Gi-Oh should adopt more.
Yeah.
I
don't play Pokemon, so I have no idea what you're talking about. But I will agree. I will agree with you.
I mean, they're starting to do that now with the introduction of collector rare. So they'll have let's see. Let me look at Toon Chaos really fast. Then Toon Chaos. So there's a lot of reprints of like old school monsters. So for example, like Stardust Dragon, Blackluster Soldier Envoy, the collector's rare, they're about a little under 400 a pop. But of course, these also exist in like lower rarities, so you can play you can't get just the cheap version. So Yu-Gi-Oh is starting to do that, but I think Konami's starting to do that for Yu-Gi-Oh, but they didn't do it to help the players. They did it to get more money from the players, which because the common versions, like the cheap versions, already existed. So they was like, you know what, let's make chase cards and
any card game, regardless of the
drain our wallets.
field, will have that though.
Yeah. Well, again, well, this is back to your topic of Pokemon cards, where they will release like a common variant and then a secret rare variant. So you could pay your $200, have your nice shiny version, or you can pay $5 for just the common version. You can still play the card no matter what. Exactly. Yu-Gi-Oh, they adopted that, but backwards. They adopted they keep the expensive the version, like the secret rare version that initially came out as, and then they're like, let's release a collector's rare or a starlight rare, and these are significantly 4 to 5 times more expensive.
Yeah,
so they want the expensive card and then the more expensive card. They don't do the cheap and expensive, unfortunately. So
yeah, I think the reprint cycle is too slow for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I think.
Look at Evenly Matched that we just talked about.
Yeah. Honestly, as much as I would hate it, I think Yu-Gi-Oh would benefit from adopting rotation sets, like how Magic does.
Kind of like Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, like how Magic does. Like, as much as it's gonna suck because that means we're gonna have to keep building new decks as sets come out, but it would prevent some of these like super old chase cards or OP cards, and
it would also prevent certain like combos with older cards that
break the
should
game.
not be abused. Scapegoat during Link era.
Yep.
Yeah, but for the most part, even if you can abuse those things, though, like I do agree with what Mr. Hori mentioned that it is probably best that you can have that rarity, but you could also have it at a lower cost. So for players that want to go, like you mentioned, all out and have like a top tier, beautiful looking cardboard cards to play with,
It is cardboard.
you know what I mean? You can go ahead and take that path.
Pretty
But for
big.
players like me who have a different approach in life and are not willing to spend that to make my cards look amazing, my deck make it look amazing, I would benefit from being able to purchase a common version of that card, because just because it looks shiny does not do anything more to give me a competitive edge in a game or a match as opposed to the common version. You know what I mean?
You could argue the thicker cardboard might make it easier to find when you're shuffling. I don't know.
So
If you're trying to be a cheater, yeah,
sure.
you could take that that approach, I guess.
So one of the arguments I'll make for the set rotation is, and just for those not aware, when we talk about how expensive a card is, we're talking about what's considered aftermarket, where players buy packs and then sell the individuals, and what is that card worth, and that's the value we're referring to. But I think if we did do set rotations, for example, there would be a higher demand for the current meta cards, i.e., back during I don't know, True Draco. It was in high demand because it was strong, but there were still other decks that could be played. But if it was set wise, everyone would want to play True Draco.
That's true.
That would inflate the price even of the commons more so.
Yeah. They would have to release more cards frequently. That's
yeah.
That's instead of like once, like what we get, like what, a couple sets.
They
a year?
release a lot. Yeah, they release a set a month.
Is this set a month?
Yeah, you would definitely need to release cards on a more frequent base, but you also have to create more like more archetype. I guess it's called archetypes. So that so you're not limited. Let's say in a set rotation, like for example that you just mentioned when True Draco came out. What was on there? It was True Draco and Zodiac.
Yeah, Zodiac. So those are two decks to beat at that point.
Yeah. So I think that plan came out on that one as well, and some other lower tier archetypes.
Yeah.
Pens were in play at that time. Pendulums.
Yeah, pendulums.
Yeah, but I'm saying I meant in the sense that if you were to just be able to play competitive based on just that set, like our set rotation, you were only limited to True Draco and Zodiac because those were the only two top of the line.
Well, set rotations typically they go like per year. I mean, like they go on like a couple years.
Is it a year, or is it like a few sets?
I think if you did it on 2-year basis, that would be good. Obviously, still talking about ban lists and play, but I think 2 years for a set rotation would do interesting things to the game, if nothing else.
I'm kind of curious now about the set rotations. Let me see. Okay, so it's in it. Okay, so it is a year. So set rotations are they rotate every year in Magic. So maybe Yu-Gi-Oh wouldn't be something as frequent, or maybe they have to release less useless cards.
I think I don't know if Magic has a bigger player base, but they have more formats than Yu-Gi-Oh. They have classic, they have standard.
We're starting to get there now. We have we have our typical like master duel, whatever you want to call it. Then there's speed duel. Now there's duel links. What's the new? Oh, Rush Duel is the one that's coming out now.
Yeah. No, there is a lot of like new influx of things to be able to do in Yu-Gi-Oh at the moment. But overall, the game is good. I mean, with coronavirus, we might get not censored. We might get demonetized if we post on YouTube.
Whatever. I think YouTube is a little more lenient now with talking
about
COVID.
Yeah,
COVID-19.
Okay, because I know for a time frame for a period, you were demonetized because I don't know if this might show me that the guy 69 Gooba he dropped the song Gooba 69 Takashi 69. And in the song, he has a phrase coronavirus in there, and he was demonetized, so he couldn't
make money off his music video.
Huh?
He couldn't make money off his music video because he said coronavirus.
because he mentioned that word in there. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So I don't want to get demonetized for mentioning coronavirus, but
I mean,
because we have been locked up for the last 3 to 4 months or however long it's been. It feels
3
longer.
months. It's
It
been
feels like-
a little over 3 months now for us.
Feels like a whole year, to be honest.
It's not too bad.
It has limited our ability to be able to go and enjoy the card game and actually, participate in duels and just have fun and kill some time and just enjoy yourselves and stuff like that. But for the most part, Yu-Gi-Oh is something we enjoy. But we've been friends for like a very long, the brief introduction about us, but that we did in the beginning. We've been friends for a while, so we tend to play ourselves or something. I don't know.
Segueing into coronavirus. So what have you guys been doing to keep yourself busy in the midst of our isolation, quarantine, and whatnot?
Me personally, what I've been doing is I've been working a lot so that I can be able to invest in the stock market.
Gotta make that money.
It's the prices for some things have decreased due to the coronavirus. So thank you very much for that coronavirus. I could buy some stocks for the cheap. But yeah, in the last 3 months, I've worked a bit overtime and stuff like that, and have invested heavily into the stock market. I've got about $5,000 or so into it.
Weird flex, but okay.
No, I'm not flexing at all. It's not. It's just, I live in my parents' basement, so I got no rent. Okay, guys.
Hey, Albert, you're the stereotype, man.
Oh yeah.
I am your average white guy. Okay. Well, no, actually, that's not true because white people. I shouldn't say white people. I should say Americans. Americans. Typical Americans.
Let's keep the politics low.
Typical Americans, they get kicked out at 18. Their mom tells them, "Listen, you got to go live your life." For me, my parents were a bit more generous. They said you could go ahead and stay in the basement. We'll give you your basement as your
first rental property.
No, not your rental property. As your what is it called? As your man cave. So
your man cave. There you go. You get the.
I have as you can see back behind. I have a 2002 TV.
Is that a plasma?
No.
Is that a plasma?
It can't be 2002, is it?
I don't know. Actually, it might not be 2002 because it does have an HDMI cord in the back. But
yeah, I don't think it's 2002.
Regardless, that's all I can.
Yeah.
So anyways, but yeah, so that's not weird flexing at all. I really have nothing else to spend my money on besides the stock market.
But in my case, I've just been indulging in hobbies mainly. It's my day job is a teacher, so of course, so summer break, I have nothing really else to do during this time except just collect my paychecks. So, just
jeez. You want to talk about a weird flex, but okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Guilty.
I'm over there working 40 hours and being around people that might have the virus and potentially risking it. My man over there just sitting home collecting that paycheck. Like,
I mean, pick a better occupation, Dr. Al.
Who's real? Listen. It's
we're working on it.
Pending. In 4 years. Give me 4 years. I'll be there. My first class starts in August. I got my orientation and everything.
Okay, but flex aside, just basically just indulging in hobbies. A lot of reading news, kind of sitting, laying in bed and wasting my time watching YouTube videos. I've been watching a lot of aliens stuff. Like Ridley Scott. Huh?
Alien stuff. What do you mean?
No, not conspiracy theories. I've been watching a lot of like Aliens, the movie series.
Oh, I thought you said like I meant like alien topics. I was about to say, were you part of the movement that wanted to go into Area 51?
Yes, I was that one guy in Naruto running in the background. Yes,
you were not the only one running Naruto running.
Actually, okay. Before, I want to get on that tangent. Actually, that is screw it. On that tangent. How did Naruto running become like a popular meme? When did this happen?
Because the kids nowadays are watching Naruto like Dragon Ball.
Like, holy shit! I can't believe Naruto. Oh, I feel sorry for Kishimoto. He's probably like, I did not want my my art
Your
to turn
legacy.
into.
Your
That's
legacy.
his legacy. His legacy went from.
His legacy is running like.
Listen,
How does-
Naruto running for kids nowadays is like us trying to go Super Saiyan and doing the Kamehameha. We all did it. Don't lie.
I know, but the Kamehameha was like going like you go like
And
that.
they're just Naruto running.
Yeah, they're Naruto running. Or
But Naruto running, what is that supposed to like?
Yeah, I'd rather them Naruto run than dab.
Dab.
Yeah, the dab was so stupid. I still think it's stupid, but I'd rather people Naruto run than dab. At least they're getting their exercise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess.
facts.
You look really stupid running. You are getting your exercise. You're right. I can't argue with that. You're absolutely right.
Moving on. So what have you been doing to keep yourself busy, Mr. Jorge?
So I, like my friend Al over here, also work in a setting that could potentially get me killed in a pharmacy. But that's just me being dramatic. That's being a little dramatic.
Whoa. Killed though? Really?
Dramatic, yeah. Coronavirus, man.
You went 0 to 100 really fast, man.
Jeez.
All right, fair enough. So one of the things I have done to pass the time is actually I've upgraded my computer steadily. Added some bling to it. Yeah. More flex, yeah. And I started to knock out some of the games that I don't have time to play throughout the year now that I'm not doing all else. Like I played Final Fantasy 7. It was a good game. And now I'm just trying to knock out some of like my other games that I want to get through. I want to definitely get to the new Star Wars game that I have installed and have not touched.
God, that is the story of my life. I have so many things that I'm still playing through.
Yeah. We should probably have used this time to maybe learn a new language or something. But
something productive, man. Maybe I should learn to.
I need to pick. I've been meaning to pick up Japanese for the longest. Someone sent me a buddy of mine from my Dungeons and Dragons group. Yes, nerd all around. They sent me video lessons for Japanese. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. So I've been meaning to look at them. I really should.
You know, you would think with us being so like involved with manga and anime and being obsessed with like the Japanese culture or whatever, you would think that by this time we would have learned more than konnichiwa or
I mean, I know enough. I mean, I can watch the series without subtitles and pick up most of what's going on. No, not most, but like 50-50.
Nani?
Really?
Nani?
I can maybe pick up like 10 words. That's it.
I can pick up whatever they say, whatever sounds like English.
Yeah. But I guess I'm slowly being able to pick it up. Not as at the speed I would like to, but I do want to like actually sit down and get a Rosetta Stone or something.
Yeah, my fiance is
not a sponsor, by the way.
Katakana. She's learning katakana. She's got a book that she practices in.
Ah, look at that.
Yeah,
we're fucking weebs, all of us.
You could just use the free apps, man. Like I think there's like an app called Duolingo or something like that. Again, not a sponsor. That's
what we're doing.
We don't have any sponsors, by the way. We're just a brand new podcast series. So, anyways, as we were talking about, yeah. So there's like because I know Rosetta Stone you have to pay for the lessons. Duolingo is pretty much free, bro. You can just,
okay.
My mom does it to learn English. She's using it to learn English.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a look at it. Should be good, huh?
Yeah, just download it. Every now it even notifies you where it says like, "Hey, Mr. In, you should spend 5 minutes learning whatever language."
Being productive. You're not doing shit else.
Yeah, it's like
you know what? Let me be a lazy bum. All right.
It's like, hey, I know you're on vacation from working, but here's some.
I mean, summer school starts next week, so I will be working again.
But on the subject of like learning Japanese, I would love to like learn the basics of Japanese so that when I go to Japan, it's something I really want to do.
I'd rather learn to speak. I don't think I'll be able to learn to read it. It's just that's a lot of characters.
No, not to learn to read. I'm not trying to go just enough to like be able to communicate or just have like a somewhat small little conversation. You know what I mean? So you don't look like. But anyways, nowadays you have Google Translate. It's like
Yeah,
hey,
it's not
you
too bad
speak
now.
to it
Yeah,
and you go directly to it, and you're fine. But yeah, no, that's something I really want to do.
All right. On that
But-
note, we are out of time.
Yeah, on that, as I was gonna say. So see you guys next week.
Hold on. Do my outro, you motherfucker. God damn.
Hey, watch the language, okay? Watch the language.
Too late. Nope.
This is a PG-rated podcast.
That's the one. We get
I
one.
think we get one F bomb on PG-13.
PG-13.
They took it for the week.
Yeah, I took it for the week. Someone else could. When you're hosting, you can take the F bomb. All right.
I'm gonna start putting a jar every time.
Get a swear.
Wait, do you remember when we tried the swear jar? Do you remember how badly that went?
Yeah, it went pretty bad because someone got too.
Oh yeah, someone got real. Yeah, someone got real.
Someone got too butthurt behind it.
Yeah,
it was actually a good idea. Before we end the podcast, for the brief small little explanation of our podcast, we had a little group chat. It was probably like 4 or 5 of us, however many it was. So we decided that every time we would say something, some kind of rules that we set up. I forgot the rules that we set up. You would put a certain amount of money, like let's say $1 or 50 cents, into like a jar. In this case, Mr. In cursing would acquire $1 in a jar. So long story short, once we, at the end of the week or in the end of 2 weeks, we would take that money and just go out and have fun. You know, either go to a bar, maybe go like go-kart racing or go bowling or something entertaining to do. And one of our buddies took it really extreme and got butthurt before it. But anyways,
so that's right. We never actually did anything with that money, did we?
Exactly, we didn't because it was just
because everyone kind of
everybody became butthurt.
Yeah, everyone got butthurt. But
anyway. So don't try to do that. Is the moral of the story.
Anyway, all right. So for those who came in and decided to stay till the end, thank you very much. This has been the Donut Shop podcast. I was your host, Mr. In. With me, I have
Mr. Jorge. Thank you for joining us, and I look forward to doing this again every week for the foreseeable future.
And this is Dr. Al Pending. As it's gonna be my hashtag and my Instagram account. It was a pleasure doing this. I had a lot of fun. This episode was just a little bit of brief introduction to like showcase like who we are a little bit. You know, it's kind of laid back type of podcast, and can't wait for the next one. You know,
definitely.
So if you need to reach out to us, either questions, emails, whatever, you can reach out to us at DOG. donutshop@gmail.com.
Until next time.
This has been episode 1. Thank you very much.
Have a good day, you guys.